Happy birthday, America, 250 years young, just as Nostradamus predicted.
And they will celebrate by selling mattresses at a discount.
Remember, on our country's 15th anniversary, you put it in a large, ornate Mexican dress. At 16, if your country can recite the Constitution in Hebrew, it becomes a man. The 25th anniversary is silver, the 50th is gold, but the semi-Sasquatch Centennial combines all of them into a Mexican-Jewish robot made out of both precious metals, which I think is a great metaphor for America and monetary policy. This means that as a country, we are now entering our midlife crisis period. We can go crazy and dump Puerto Rico for a younger, hotter territory, or replace our responsible space shuttle with a flashier, sexier wife. But I think the best thing we can do is take a look back at why we started this country, before we proceed into a period of national menopause. On that note, I think we should also probably just get our eggs frozen just to be safe.
Andrew!
Anyway, it's wig time! The American Revolution was born of two things: the Enlightenment and a fundamental belief in the goodness and medicinal properties of high fructose corn syrup. Prior to the Enlightenment, corpulent kings dominated their peasants through varying degrees of absolutism and divine right rule. You couldn't question their authority because God had personally given them command and ownership of all their subjects and their corn syrup. Not only did priests and bishops tend to agree with this arrangement, they could light you on fire for believing or saying unapproved heresies.
I just said church should be in English.
And economic activity mostly consisted of inbred feudal warlords squeezing protection money out of half-starved, impoverished peasants. The Enlightenment said, yeah, but why? Which was revolutionary. The American Revolution added muskets to that question, making it literally revolutionary. Moving forward, the American experiment said, how about we just don't have lords, regardless of how magnificently inbred they might be? We're not going to have a king anymore. We're going to have a Congress. Our executive will just be some guy we make our top bureaucrat till we get bored with him and elect a different dude with funnier sideburns. And his job will be to execute the laws our elected Congress writes and or plagiarizes. But even then, we're going to limit the authority of what Congress and Captain Sideburns can do, which is mostly protecting us from other kings, bears, burglars, and a handful of administrative projects like stop signs and canals, or possibly training horses to deliver the mail. Eventually, we added poverty and starvation to the stuff government protects us from, but still within a system where the government exists to protect people from bad, exceptional things rather than direct and animate day-to-day life. We built a brand new system where, for the most part, you as an individual can do whatever you want as long as you don't hurt anybody else. And for those things which can't be resolved as individuals, we'll have all the individuals get together and elect members of Congress to fight each other in the Capitol so we can stay home and fight each other about stupid culture war bullshit.
All I tweeted was that the halftime show should be in Latin.
Authority will be limited, and it will be lent to the government from the people, not imposed upon us by God. We'll have bishops and priests, but we're going to make all of their power voluntary. We'll no longer set people on fire for believing or saying the wrong thing. From now on, everybody can just make up their own mind about God and worship for themselves, and that's fine as long as we can all make a buck off it. No more ordering people what to think or whether you have to pray in Pig Latin or not. Kaplam! Pa-ho-hum! And we're not going to have an economy that's a decrepit pyramid scheme with overbred hereditary plutocrats on top where everybody else has to ask their permission to farm or trade or build a house. From now on, if you want to be a farmer or a silversmith or a monger of any sort, you can just monger that and keep the fruits of your labor mongering. Economically, we decided to get rid of the old feudal order still moldering in the old country and replace it with a capitalist system where economic decisions are made by individuals for their own benefit. Because of capitalism, I can buy awesome stuff on the internet, like this cool Jewish sword. And because of our crazy tax code, I can write it off.
It says here that you bought a bat lift?
Yeah,
And you're claiming it as a business expense?
that's right.
Why didn't I think of that? It's awesome. It's awesome.
There have been two major criticisms of the American experiment to date, one I agree with and one I do not. The first one, which actually makes a very good point, is that America failed repeatedly and spectacularly in living up to the lofty ideals on which it was created. Chattel slavery was a racist and dehumanizing institution, contravened to all the good stuff we believed about freedom and individuals. The treatment of Native Americans was barbaric. Women occupied a role somewhere between citizen and house pet until the 20th century. And while we used to view the American treatment of Irish immigrants as mostly hilarious, we now know that it was hilariously mean. America has often been hypocritical in executing our foundational beliefs, but the only reason that criticism holds weight is precisely because those beliefs we fell short of are so awesome. And the ideas underlying the American experiment are awesome. It's not that the American Revolution was a bad idea, it's that we took too long to extend those kick-ass notions to everybody who lived and contributed to America, and also the Irish. The other and darker criticism of the American experiment is far more insidious. It's the idea that, no, actually, we do want lords to rule over us, tell us what to think, how we can do business, or who we can marry, which I am told you can do in your 40s, and I've got a good shot. This critique said, we want lords, we just want to elect them. We want rulers to shepherd and mold the people, so long as about half of us get to write their name down on a ballot first. Some people even go further than that and say, we want lords, we just want them to be highly accredited experts instead of hereditary nobles. We don't even trust people to elect them. Why should we? People are stupid. They need lords to order them around. This criticism takes aim at the nucleus of the American experiment, that individuals should be able to innovate and work however they choose, adopt aberrant or perverse lifestyles, do stupid things, and believe and say obnoxious and crackpot beliefs so long as they're not hurting other people or stealing their stuff. A big, messy, chaotic mess of individuals doing their own thing as the basis of society, with the government providing rules and order as a last resort. The American experiment is predicated on individuals as the basic moral unit of decision-making, and from there, a belief that society is a bottom-up phenomenon, where individuals voluntarily form relationships and associations and contracts with each other, and by doing so, build something spectacularly dynamic. Critics of the experiment say, no, we want a top-down system where the government molds and instructs society. We just want higher quality lords in neckties or pantsuits. We prefer command economies over free enterprise. We want guardrails on ideas that are too edgy and inflammatory. We want authorities to determine what and who you can put in your body. Maybe me. The American experiment has been the greatest success in human history, both in terms of affluence and liberty. The best criticism of America is that we haven't lived up to our goals. But it's an ongoing experiment. And assuming we don't break apart into a bunch of hyper-partisan Balkan provinces or trip our way into a nuclear war, we have a great shot at another 250 years of affluence and freedom in which we live up to the promise of our founding. Now, if you'll excuse me, I am pretty sure this pig has lice.